Hello everyone, welcome to Biomedico channel. So in this video, we will continue with our biological classification series and we will see Eubacteria, also called true bacteria, which is given in ncert. So let's start the video. So guys, now let us see Eubacteria. Now the other name of Eubacteria is true bacteria. Now the Eubacterias, these are characterized by the presence of a rigid cell wall. If they are motile, means if they can move, they have a flagella. What is flagella? See this picture. This is a picture of Eubacteria. These are the flagellas. Means flagellas are thread-like structures that are present or that are embedded in the cell wall of the bacteria, which help them to move. Further from the flagella, there are cilia as well as pilus. Now you will study about this flagella, pilia and the cilias in your next chapters. Cell wall, this is the cell wall of a bacteria, these are the flagella, and this is the nucleoid. Ill-defined nucleus is present, cytoplasm, ribosome. This is the typical structures of Eubacteria within the cell. Now, according to our ncert, Eubacteria are classified based on nutrition, whether they are autotrophic or they are heterotrophic. Autotrophic is further divided into photosynthetic autotrophic, chemosynthetic autotrophic, photosynthetic autotrophic that perform the photosynthesis, and in photosynthetic autotrophic the most important example is cyanobacteria. Now cyanobacteria, this is a very important example of photosynthetic autotrophic Eubacteria. Now the cyanobacteria is also called blue-green algae. Now since they are photosynthetic, so they can perform photosynthesis. Now for performing photosynthesis, they have chlorophyll A, which is similar to green plants. Now these are some features, okay, that is given in ncert regarding cyanobacteria. Now these features are very important for your which of the following statements are correct, incorrect, this type of questions, for this type of questions. Okay, now let us see these statements. Now this cyanobacteria, they form the colonies surrounded by gelatinous sheath. Now they form blooms in polluted water bodies. Now this is a picture of bloom. Here you can see this is a picture of bloom. You have seen in some water bodies or some stagnant waters or in some old ponds, there are greenish color layer over the water. These are blooms that is formed by the cyanobacteria. They form these blooms. Now some of the cyanobacteria, they can fix atmospheric nitrogen in specialized cells. That cells are called heterocyst. Okay, they can fix atmospheric nitrogen. Now what is mean by fixing atmospheric nitrogen? This fixation of atmospheric nitrogen, this concept is given in your mineral nutrition chapter of your ncert. So you will understand in more details about this concept in that chapter. For this time, let us see in a short what is mean by nitrogen fixation. Now certain organisms, bacteria especially, these are the bacteria, they can fix atmospheric nitrogen. In the atmosphere there is nitrogen, they trap this atmospheric nitrogen, and by utilizing ATP means energy, utilizing the energy, they convert this nitrogen into ammonia. This is simple nitrogen fixation. Nitrogen fixation means only this reaction is called N2 fixation. Now these cyanobacteria, they can fix this atmospheric nitrogen in some special cells. For this fixation, some special cells are required, and these cells are heterocysts. See, this is the diagram of ncert. These are the heterocysts. The cyanobacteria, they fix atmospheric nitrogen in this heterocyst, and this bluish colored sheet, this is called the gelatinous sheath. This gelatinous sheath that is found in cyanobacteria. This is a colony found by the cyanobacteria. See, there are many cyanobacteria. What is meant by colony? Colony means many cyanobacteria, many cells, they aggregate together to form a colony or society type. Okay, so this is a colony that is formed by a cyanobacteria, that is nostoc. Now examples of cyanobacteria very important, given in ncert: nostoc and anabina. These are the examples of cyanobacteria. Now this picture is about the nostoc, which is cyanobacteria. Now this was all about cyanobacteria, that is photosynthetic autotrophic eubacteria. Now let us see chemosynthetic autotrophic bacteria. Now chemosynthetic autotrophic bacteria, they oxidizes various inorganic substances like nitrates, and ammonia into oxidized products. Now in this step, energy is released. Now in this reaction, energy is released, and this bacteria utilizes this energy for their ATP production. ATP production means energy production. Every cell require energy. Okay, human being also require energy. Now this energy source in living organisms, it comes from ATP. ATP is adenosine triphosphate. So thereby the chemosynthetic autotrophic bacteria, they plays a very great role in recycling of the nutrients. How recycling of nutrients? Since they recycle these inorganic substances into oxidized product, so from the nature they recycle these inorganic substances. Now let us see heterotrophic bacteria. Now heterotrophic bacteria means the bacteria which can't produce, means they cannot produce their own food. They are dependent on other organisms for their food. Now these are some features of heterotrophic bacteria. They are the most abundant among the all type of the bacteria found. They are important decomposers, means they break down dead organic matters. They are helpful in making curd from the milk. Example of the bacteria is lactobacillus. Now this is important, the lactobacillus is heterotrophic bacteria. Now you will come across this lactobacillus in your class 12 ncert. Okay, it is clearly given in class 12 ncert that lactobacillus converts curd, they produce curd from the milk. As well as the heterotrophic bacteria, they also helps in N2 fixation means trapping of nitrogen from the atmosphere and converting it into ammonia, utilizing energy in the form of ATP. So these heterotrophic bacteria also perform this reaction that is called N2 fixation. N2 fixation is trapping of atmosphere N2 nitrogen to produce ammonia. Now in your ncert there are 4 diseases. Now in your ncert, now the name of 4 diseases are given that is caused by the bacteria, also called bacterial diseases. Now the name of this disease is very important for your MCQs. Now the diseases caused by the bacteria are cholera, typhoid, tetanus, citrus, cancer. The mnemonic is 2T 2C. 2T means 2T TT and 2C CC. T for typhoid, tetanus, cholera and citric cancer. 2T 2C mnemonic for bacterial diseases. Now let us see mycoplasma. Now this is a separate class of the bacteria. Okay, they are separate from all over these heterotrophic or autotrophic bacteria. Now this mycoplasma, they are also called PPLO, pleuropneumonia like organisms. PPLO, this is the other name of this mycoplasma. Now this 4 feature is very important. Give it a 5 star. These 4 features you should very clearly remember. These 4 features frequently asked in your MCQs. Mycoplasma completely lack cell wall, means they don't have cell wall. They are bacteria exception, but they don't have cell wall. They are the smallest living cells known. Now in this universe or in this earth, the smallest living cells are the mycoplasma. They can survive without oxygen. They don't require oxygen. Many of these mycoplasma are pathogenic in the animals and plants. pathogenic in animals and plants. These four features are very important for your MCQs. Mark it and mug it up. So now let us move on to our ncert. Eubacteria. There are thousands of the Eubacteria. These are also called true bacteria. They are characterized by the presence of rigid cell wall. If motile, they should have a flagella. I have already told. The cyanobacteria, also referred to as the blue-green algae. Other name of cyanobacteria is blue-green algae. They have chlorophyll A. Since they are photosynthetic, so they should have chlorophyll. Which type of chlorophyll? Chlorophyll A. This chlorophyll is similar to green plants, and they are obviously photosynthetic autotrophs. The cyanobacteria, they may be unicellular, colonial. See, this is colonial or filamentous, freshwater, marine, terrestrial, or algae. Terrestrial algae. Now the colonies are characterized by gelatinous sheath. So this is mucilaginous sheath, also called gelatinous sheath. The colonies are surrounded by this gelatinous sheath. See this bluish color surrounding of the gelatinous sheath. They often forms blooms in polluted water bodies. Some of the cyanobacteria, they can fix atmospheric nitrogen in specialized cells. What are the name of these cells? Heterocyst. You can find this heterocyst in nostoc and anabina, as well as these nostoc and anabina are the examples of cyanobacteria. Now this is the picture of a nostoc given in ncert. Now comes chemosynthetic autotrophic bacteria. Oxidizes various inorganic substances such as nitrate, nitrite, ammonia, and use the released energy for their ATP production. They play a great role thereby they play a great role in recycling nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, iron, and sulfur. Now come to heterotrophic bacteria. Heterotrophic bacteria are most abundant in the nature. It is important. The most abundant bacteria found in nature is heterotrophic bacteria. The majority are decomposers. Obviously, heterotrophic means they cannot produce their own food, so they are decomposers. Many of them has a significant impact on human affairs, such as they are helpful in making curd from the milk. Which heterotrophic bacteria? Lactobacillus. This is given in class 12 ncert. As well as production of antibodies, fixing nitrogen in the legumes. Legumes are certain leguminous plant. You will see in details about nitrogen fixation in the legumes in your mineral nutrition chapter. Okay. Now, some heterotrophic bacteria, their pathogens cause damage to human beings, such as bacterial diseases, cholera, typhoid, tetanus, citrus cancer. Well-known diseases caused by the bacteria pneumonic is 2T, 2C. 2T for typhoid, tetanus, 2C for the cholera and the citric cancer, the bacterial diseases. Now, in your ncert here, it is given a very important paragraph which is about bacterial reproduction. Okay. Bacterial reproduction is a very huge topic to understand. Okay. So, but in ncert it is given very shortly. So let us see that bacteria reproduce mainly by fission. Now, what is meant by fission? Fission means simple. This is a cell. Here, from here, the cell divides to form two cells. This is simple division is called fission. Now, this is a bacterium dividing. This is an example of fission. Okay, simply a single cell dividing into two cells. This is an example of fission that is given in ncert. Sometimes under unfavorable condition, when the condition is not favorable, they may produce spores. Now this fission and spore formation, actually these are the examples of asexual reproduction of bacteria. Okay, the fission and the spore production are examples of asexual reproduction. Now they also reproduce by a sort of sexual reproduction. Bacteria also perform sexual reproduction by adopting a primitive type of DNA transfer from one bacterium to the other. Now this is very critical topic because summarizing it in a single line is very difficult. A type of DNA transfer. Actually, bacteria reproduce sexually by DNA transferring. Simply understand, this is one bacteria, this is another bacteria. Now they transfer their DNA from one bacteria to the other. So this is called sexual reproduction, which is a type of DNA transfer, and asexual means simple fission as well as spore production in case of unfavorable condition. Now comes the mycoplasma, the most important. The four important points of mycoplasma are: they completely lack cell wall, they are the smallest living cell known, they can survive without oxygen. Many mycoplasma are pathogenic in plants and animals. Very important, give it a 5-star. So guys, thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please do like and subscribe to this channel, which will motivate me to make more such videos, and I will complete each and every line of your ncert. Okay, so bye bye, see you in the next video. Till then, keep studying.